So we're going to talk about my altcoin portfolio, what I'm looking to hold throughout this potential bull run. Let's find out what they are. Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. If you are new, subscribe, bell button, like and comment. Please do that. Liking the video, even if you're not really a subscriber, I don't care, just like the video, it helps it go further. I'm doing very, very well overall, so I do thank all of you for watching and coming back, and yeah, just keep it going. First things first, this channel here, Learning Crypto Limited, my company, we've just started a YouTube channel a couple of weeks ago, putting little bits of content on there now. Every Monday, market analysis, and on a Friday coming, there will be lessons, so there'll be like 20 to 30 lessons, potentially just drip feeding on. So if you want to learn stuff, give it a subscribe. It is all run by me, so you'll hear my voice even more. Anyways, shall we start? Because I need to talk about a few things before we start. Obvious situation here. Potential bull run, right? Bitcoin's very, very bullish. Dominance is pretty high. Market cap is starting to go up, right? Interest is starting to slowly increase. In this video, I'm going to explain to you a simple method on how to get in. I'm going to also explain to you a few little risk factors as well. And I'm also going to explain why I hold an individual coin. You've probably noticed over the period of last week, I've been doing a certain type of video to try and get people ready for a potential run. So people either A, don't miss out, B, invest in crap, and C, how to handle it when it gets stupid levels. Now, the one thing about this video is I physically don't know how long I'll hold these coins. That's simple as that. This is my individual bags. I'm sharing them. They are not financial advice. They are my personal opinion, and I'm going to explain and hope that you have done and watched a couple of videos of the last week and know you must do your research, you must buy the dips, and you must, most importantly, use sensible risk management. That's obvious, right? But let's get into it. The reason why I want to start off now is because at the end of this video, I will be highlighting a very simple dollar cost averaging method that you must incorporate in this. Do not just buy at the tops. Do not listen to certain influencers and YouTubers going, buy it because it's going to go to 1 million. No one knows for sure. And like I say, if something changes in my life, i.e. I buy a certain coin and it does a 20x, the chances are I'll be out of it because it is too much money to leave on the table. Now, I want to explain one thing before we really start. Last video, or 2 or 3 videos ago, I did the $2,000 to $250,000. That's what I made in value appreciation. I didn't cash out fully then. You know, I left some in the market. I wish I never. I made a lot of money, obviously, but ultimately not the greatest. That's what the learning point of that one was. This time it's different because I'm starting from a much bigger standpoint, and what I will say is this. If you are in a position where you've got 10, 20, 30x on the table, you must look at releasing some of that equity and pulling it out. Simple as that. And one of the videos that I may do, let me know in the comments, I may do a one of how to get it out of crypto into fiat, into your bank. Happy days. I will not talk about tax. Simple as that. I cannot. I'm not a certified accountant. However, my girlfriend is. Awkward, I know. Anyways, shall we talk about it? My holdings, right. So, what I mentioned previously in the past, I hold a few coins. I don't hold loads, I hold a few. And what my mentality is quality over quantity. But, flip it around, quantity of quality. I know. A lot of people come to me, they message me, they go, oh, I've got all these, and they've got about 50 coins. But how? How do you hold them? How do you keep on top of them? Well, they can't. So I hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 altcoins and Bitcoin. That is it. So 8 in total. I don't include Bitcoin. Bitcoin isn't in my app here, which I'm not going to reveal how much is in there. So we'll go in a random order. We'll go from big market cap down to low market cap of what I actually physically hold right now at the time of you watching this. And you're probably thinking, ooh, most people probably know them, but if you're new to the channel, you won't. And I'm going to explain my reasonings why I hold them. So let's talk about it. So the first one that I hold, and which is highest in the tree, is Polkadot. The reason being, I like it. I think it's got a lot of growth for the future. to take a bit of a mantle away from Ethereum. Ex-developer of Ethereum, Gavin Wood, very, very good, very, very intelligent person. The way it works is very, very interesting. It works in a much better way, obviously substrates and stuff like that. There's a lot to come with it. There's a lot of, fundraisings to come with other coins, other chains on that chain, if that makes sense. It's really, really confusing with the power chains, but I'm not going to go full detail into it. But I've gone for risk reward over Ethereum. I explained it in a video not too long ago that if you buy Ethereum and it goes to all-time high, it's only a 4x, which is okay, it's fine. But with Polkadot, if Ethereum does a 4x from here, you can bet your bottom dollar people will look at Polkadot and it will probably do maybe a 7, 8, 10x in that way, because it will bridge that gap. It always will. Money spills over into the lower coins essentially in terms of value, market cap, and that's important. So I'm backing Polkadot over Ethereum. Another one that I'm also backing is one below it, is Cardano. Don't hold a load of it, I stake it, but I've been in this situation before where I bought at this price in the past and it went up to stupid levels. Actually, I can't remember when I sold it. I think I sold it at roughly, I think I sold it around 90 to 95 cents before it went really to the high points. And I got, which is one of the ones that I got out of quite well. Holding a lot more than I held back then as well, but it's been a lot lower as well. So the investment of this overall is very, very low, and it could, yield a very nice reward. It is also passive. It's not the greatest reward in the world. It's about 2-3%. It's not great, but I think it's got a lot of room to grow. 3 billion market cap. I think it could easily go back up to at least 30 billion, in my opinion. Not financial advice. I do think it'll do very, very well. That's just my overall take on it. Okay, when you think of it that way. So yeah, again, same sort of situation. It's a very, very sensible coin. It's a very, very good one for the long term. Again, founder or co-founder, whatever, of Ethereum. So a lot of that ilk kind of coming from that. What I do feel is that Ethereum is very, very good in some ways. It has its bad points, but I think these, in terms of Polkadot and Cardano, are better overall, in my opinion. Not financial advice. But like I say, the same situation is if Ethereum goes to the moon, this will follow it. It always will, and it always has. So that's always interesting. So the next one on this little journey is VeChain. You probably would have guessed it. VeChain, for me, it's king of the supply chain, logistics. It has working products. It has big partners in China. It's got a lot of established company partners as well. It has a live product. It's going to tackle a massive global industry problem, which is counterfeit models and obviously food supply, safety, health, logistics, everything, right? You name it, it does it, right? Really, really good. Obviously, the Chinese are very, very prominent in the crypto space. You can probably tell. But this is a real good, solid asset, in my opinion. I don't hold a mass amount, but as I say, I do think value-wise, I think it's very much undervalued. The likes of Walmart, China, with, in partnership with these big industry hitters, and it's huge in my opinion. So I think this will do very well. It's one of the most favored on here. It's obviously been a lot higher as well in the past, before the coin supply, but in terms of return of investment since the start, it's not down that much. So it's very, very interesting. So it's definitely one to check out in my opinion. Moving down the next magical tour, and you're probably already gonna guess this one very, very easily. This is Zilliqa. Obviously, I mention it a lot, I talk about it a lot. This one generates a very nice passive income at the moment. I think, when I look back and I think what I'm getting, it's not as much as what I claimed on the previous video, because, the supply rate's gone down the supply of the tokens on the exchange has gone down because the staking's gone up, means the decrease in the daily ROI. Okay, simple as that. And also the ZIL swap, the GZIL governance token hasn't got a utility yet, it hasn't got a use case, so that's gone down a little bit, but it will do in the next coming weeks with the new platform coming, which would be good to allow people to vote on the history and the future of Zilliqa. Again, similar sort of situation to Polkadot and ADA. The simple lines are, this is faster, this is cheaper, this is more scalable than Ethereum right now. Ethereum is releasing 2.0, it's only at phase 0 right now. It's got 3 more phases to go through before it even gets to that point of where Zilliqa is. This is effectively Ethereum 2.0 right now. It has its own decentralized platform, it has some very big companies growing on it already, and obviously the staking rewards are very, very good. It's probably the best staking out there at the moment. A very new and efficient model that is working very, very well. And the passive income on this is absolutely stupid, right? I think, give or take, I'm making about $800, $900 every 15 days, which is like, what? When I do the math, when I've looked back at the previous sort of levels and kind of that, if I sell my GZIL token, it's savage, and I've got a good chunk of it, and I do feel this is majorly undervalued. When you look at the fact that it's only 200 million market cap, it's crazy. And as I say, if Ethereum and stuff like that go bang, they're going to look at something that is pretty much fast and cheap. There's also one thing coming out very, very soon, which is making me very, very bullish, is an Ethereum bridge, allowing you to use their decentralized platform to trade ERC20s. We know how big the fees are on Ethereum. A very, very congested network. A bullish market means the fees will go up on Ethereum. These are minimal, tiny fees. You don't even notice them, which is scary, which would increase token flow and obviously price action. Moving on to the next one, and reserve rights is the obvious one in my opinion. This is an absolute brilliant coin in my opinion. A solid use case, a solid team, solid investors, tackling inflation around the world, potentially stopping hyperinflation in the future. Very, very cool. Stable asset token, RSR token, which is the volatile one, which is this one. This will allow that peg to stay as it is. Really is an awesome asset, and I'm pretty bullish on it for the long term. I think this can do magical things in my honest opinion. Not financial advice, but if you've missed the XRP boat in the past, this could do an XRP in terms of price action. A big, massive pump. Very, very interesting parties in there. Coinbase Ventures, you know, you've got people from basically Silicon Valley all over this. Ex-founding member of PayPal and the co-founder of PayPal currently. Crazy. Do I need to explain anymore? Probably not. Anyways, moving on into the world of, well, I think we're on the next page now. Let me just make sure. Let me just double check. Yeah, we're on the next page. Now we're going to the lower cap coins now. This one, if you've been looking at the news, has been doing some incredible bits in terms of price action. There it is. Utrust. Now Utrust is, wow, in my opinion. Adoption, merchants allowing the ability to accept and, you know, send cryptocurrency very, very easily if you are in business, e-commerce, etc. But they're also releasing cards and reverse staking. The ability of the cards, it's not the greatest thing in the world because most card companies are going to poo. I'm going to talk about crypto.com at some point soon. Obviously, this is just a secondary branch. Their main element is obviously payments, you know, being able to accept and do it all in a very, very good way. The CEO is ex-PayPal, which is huge, and Vodafone. You know, they've got a lot of people from other companies as well, like ex-Facebook and stuff like that. They do know what they're doing. They're doing very, very well in terms of business development and partnership relations. They've got some huge partners in, you know, big merchants that are starting to accept cryptocurrency now, and it's made possible via this. The Utrust token has solid utility as well, and that's why this card is going to be very, very important. Every time you use the Utrust token, you're going to get money back. You can stake the token on the card, simple, and every time you buy, sell, send, right, cool, and also, most importantly, spend on the card is going to give you some money back, cash back. Much more enhanced than crypto.com, and it works off that token utility. So every time a merchant uses the platform, every time someone, an individual like me, you, whatever, uses that card, it's going to create utility, which means price action. Very, very important to know that. So one that I'm very, very bullish on, and this one actually was my first ever ICO I bought into it, sold, rebought back at the lows. Very, very happy with it. So moving on to the final jigsaw piece, I might be better off just searching for this. Again, similar sort of ilk, and it's a Voyager token. Now probably people might not have heard of this. In my opinion, I think this is the dark horse. I think this will do very well. Much lower supply, much lower price. It's ranked 170. Volumes, you know, not the biggest in the world, but for me, I think this will do very well. The reason being, it looks pretty dead, I know. It has been two other coins in the past. It's been Bitwent and Ethos. It has been taken over. It's been taken over by some very, very big hitters. It is live on the stock market in Canada. It's a fully operational trading company. It's got some big hitters, and they are working on regulation all over the world to be the best and top cryptocurrency broker. How this works is obvious. Buying, selling, trading cryptocurrency is a very, very simple method. They've got obviously a lot of strings to their bow with investors as well. they have been making and raising money very, very quickly over the last few months, and it's going to go back into the company. It's going to boost it. I think this will easily go back up to like $1, $2, $3 levels very, very quickly once it is fully operational and out. I want to talk about it though in terms of why. The Voyager token has basically been taken over by one of the co-founders of Uber and the executives of E-Star Trade. Huge. You've heard of Uber and you've probably heard of E-Star Trade, which is absolutely savage. In my opinion, I think this will do very, very well. Just my opinion. It's a lower cap coin. You don't have to put as much in these, obviously, but these could have huge risk reward in my opinion. And it's still actually up from launch if you've been in the 2017 crypto boom cycle. So that is it. Let me just double check, make sure I have got everything just before I make a complete tit of myself. But I do feel that that is pretty much everything if you've been obviously listening. I do have some Tether laying around, you know, simple as that. I am looking to accumulate and grow my RSR bag as well. But I do want to talk about a simple strategy in terms of dollar cost averaging. Let's go to a random chart. Let's just pick a random coin. I don't know. What's a decent chart? What's random? Should we just look at Cosmos? Random, I know. Obviously, this is a random chart. We're going to look at it. I want to talk about, you know, obviously price levels, right? Simple. If you're brand new to like any sort of trade, and if I go to load new layout, okay, this is kind of what you get. Okay, this is like the top and bottom. This is obviously the Bitcoin chart. You know, I'm not really that bothered about that, but what I want to do, I want to go back up to onto Atom. The reason being, people don't actually understand how this all works. Now, you've got the simple lines of the higher time. You've got to use higher time frames. You can't not. The reason being, you will, you know, if you're looking at the 1 hour and you're like, oh, you know, you're not going to get the full gist of what's happening, the operation here. Go to the monthly time frame first, right? Why? You need to figure out what is kind of some sort of movement level. Now, most cryptocurrencies look like this because they're relatively new or they're on new exchanges. So this is a great example. The first thing you need to kind of figure out is where the support lines are. Now, personally, you can look at the monthly, but just glance at it and figure out. Obviously, you can look at this level here, but the best thing to do, in my opinion, look at the weekly. And first things first, look at how in the past this level has been important. Where you look at this top, a lot of new people tend to, you know, get with the FOMO and buy this, and then they shit themselves when this happens and sell at these levels. This is the support level that we are looking at. This is like a huge level. So first things first, what you need to look at is look at for potential support and resistance levels. This is obviously now support, as it's kind of stopped and turned around this level. Not the most ideal, but you need to also look at the other areas as well where it could go. Now again, you're looking at this level. Support, 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 resistance. Happy days, obviously been support as well, and obviously resistance here as well. So again, another situation. This is all you need to do. If you're looking and you're patient, look at the weekly, look at the monthly levels of where things are turning around. And again, if you want to look at the obvious levels, just look at where things stop and turn around. Again, here. So you've already got 3 areas there where you can look at. And again, you know, you don't have to go too far into the future and see certain things and what's happened. Again, look at this level here. This level here. There's so many different levels you need to look at and comprehend. Obviously, you can do a lot more with this. You can find certain things. But if you just zoom out on a chart and look at the obvious, and I mean the obvious, where you're looking at things where they've stopped and turned around, and like they've done little bits and pieces, they've like supported themselves in terms of whatever. Obviously, this level here, you could probably argue on a few things. You could probably put this a 1 down here as well. But again, you'll see that very, very easily. So that's all you need to do. Be patient. You know, in terms of that. But one thing you need to do, that is if you're investing, if you're looking to dollar cost average in as an investor, right? Just don't worry about it. If you're looking to trade this and you're looking to try and get in on the action, look at the daily time frame. The reason being, when you look at the daily time frame as well, and you've got like no real experience, look at how things just move and pull back, move and pull back. If you start seeing an obvious kind of turning point in the market and it's coming down and it is still in a bullish trend. Now, the one thing that you can do, you can put an EMA on here. You can put whatever moving average on here if you want. One of the best ones that actually does work very well with crypto is actually the EMA 20 or the moving average 20. It's entirely up to you which one you want to use. If you want to keep it simple, do the 20 moving average. because that just gives you an idea that, oh, it's still actually looking quite good. Once it's trading fully and it's rejected off this level and it starts going down, you can start thinking, well, actually, you know, it's in a bear trend. Like when you look at this, dump, back in, it's rejected, it's in a bear trend. Obviously, it comes back up, happy days, but currently it's at resistance levels right now. It's make or break right now in terms of how this will work. But when you look at overall in the past, it kind of removes the noise a little bit and makes it a little bit more easy to know. So again, when you start seeing certain things where they pull back, go into the range, pull back, pull into the range, you can start to look at getting in. But for me, overall, dollar cost average as an investor, just try and get those dips. If you're thinking this is dipped, if it is done certain things and you're happy with it, go for it. If you know how the Fibonacci works, you know, look at certain levels in terms of, well, actually it stopped and turned around the 786. This could be going back up again, could be a decent place to enter. But you got to remember, where's the resistance at? Where's the weekly levels at? Is it support or not support? All kinds of stuff to consider. So there you go. Basic stuff in terms of trying to get in as an investor. Just look at the higher time frames. If you see something that looks obvious and it's like, oh, actually, you know, we could look at this range in here, put an order in there because it's obviously turned around. Yeah, all kinds of stuff you can do. Weekly time frame is key in my opinion. So anyways, hope you enjoy. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you again very, very soon.